A society that is unable to respect, protect, and nurture its women loses its moral moorings and runs adrift. Yes, good morning, one and all. Today, it is my proud privilege to enlighten you all about the plight and the position of the woman in the Indian society. Centuries have come and centuries have gone, but the plight of women is not likely to change. Time has helplessly watched women suffering in the form of discrimination, exploitation, oppression, aggression, and humiliation. Woman is the one who brings us to this life, the one who can sacrifice her life for her family. But the question is, what are we doing to that woman? Is woman safe in India? Women in India constitute about half of its population, and most of them are grinding under the social, cultural, and religious structures. The December brutal gang rape against a 23-year student in Delhi again sparkled a debate on Indian mental setup and existing law and order in the country. Delhi gang rape involves the brutal assault of a young girl who wanted to serve the nation by becoming a paramedic. She was found with injury marks all over her body and only 5% of intestine inside her abdomen. The brave lady died 13 days later while undergoing emergency treatment in Singapore. We are here with an esteemed group of 10 students.
दीक्षांत तनेजा,
मयंक सचदेवा,
कुणाल डुल्लू,
आर्या गोस्वामी, विदुषी राजदा, ईशानी चावला, पूर्वा महारा, सान्या गौतम, वर्षा शर्मा. God has created this beautiful world, human society, but He has never distinguished man and woman. It is our voracious human society which has constructed a great wall between the two genders. Take up the Jessica Lal case. Jessica Lal, who was murdered by the son of a rich and popular political leader. She got justice. But after how many years? Almost 7 years of her death. Why? 2003 child trafficking is another instance. Friends, it is high time that we took some necessary steps and showed our instant concern.
I totally agree with my friend Arna. IAS Durga Shakti Nagpal is the women's answer against the corruption. In the bid to stop the sand mining mafia from ruining the Yamuna bed near Noida, the lady exposed the political bigwigs involuntarily. What was the result? She was suspended at 12 in midnight with immediate effect with a false allegation that she was involved in the demolition of a mosque wall. There has been a wave of nationwide protests demanding restoration of a lost presidency, thereby calling off the suspension.
I'm in complete agreement with my friend Diksha. In fact, India is one of the most inexhaustible storehouses in the form of youth and power. Today's burning issue is female feticide. I would like to share a case study of Madhubala, a 35-year-old woman who was pressurized by her in-laws to go for ultrasound during her pregnancy. And after finding out that it was a girl, she was pressurized for abortion. 7 times the same story repeated with her. And finally, she was thrown out of the house. Hey friends, there are many such Madhubalas in our country who suffer from similar situation. And now, it's our duty to eradicate the social evil by spreading awareness and changing our attitude towards girls.
Very well said, Ishan. Our country has witnessed advancements almost in all fields, but bias against girl child is still prevailing in the country. Recently, body of a newborn girl surrounded by dogs who were trying to feed on it was found in a garbage dump behind the Umaid Hospital, Jodhpur. It is a major setback to the efforts of government and various social organizations who have been emphasizing the acceptance of girl child in India. Actually, female feticide and infanticide is not the only issue with girl child in India. At every stage of life, she is discriminated and neglected for basic nutrition, education and living standard.
I would like to further add to what my friend Sanya has said. I hope that you all will agree with me on this point, that educating the girl child will help reduce the crimes which are happening against women today. To do that, we need to propagate the Right to Education Act so that women can become self-reliant. We can even trace examples from the past to show that women have always been denied education. In ancient India, women were always expected to handle homely chores, whereas men were to study. The sad story is that the same legacy has been continued. Even today, take up the recent case of Nirbhaya. The same girl got recently awarded for the International Courage Prize by Michelle Obama. Herself had to struggle a lot to get educated. Why is it so?
I would like to appreciate all my friends for their valuable points. Friends, remember that proud moment when the two young girls were awarded at the UN Special Envoy, which celebrated Malala Day. Yes, friends, indeed it was a proud moment. One of them was Ashwin, who would definitely remind you of Helen Keller. Yes, friends, she was visually impaired, but she did complete her education, and she gave up her IT job for the education of children with disabilities. Another one was Razia. She was a girl child laborer who stitched footballs to complete her education. Both these girls have proved that power of education can literally make a difference.
Yes, I wholeheartedly agree with my friend Vidushi sitting right here. And adding to the examples of those girls was one more whose story I would like to highlight. Rashmi, the recent victim of acid attack, suffered a burnt face and hand. What wrong had she done? Well, I guess neither of us all sitting here knows that. She was just walking in the vicinity of GTB hospital when two assailants with covered faces threw acid on her face and sped away. With Supreme Court reducing the sale of acid less than 4 weeks before the incident, the nature of the incident shocks us all. Well, what can girls like Rashmi do? If you ask me, we as humans should try to protect each other's rights and live peacefully. The motive which we all must follow should be live and let live.
Very well said, Mr. Kunal. As in our country, women still lag much behind men, despite some improvements since independence. Our society is still a male-patriarchal society. There are reports of various harassments, exploitations, and violence against women, such as the case at JNU, where an aggressive student stabbed a girl with an axe. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, stabbed a girl. In our country, there are many perceptions for an ideal woman, but who are we to bound them in that? This led to many feminist movements, but are they only for 33% reserved seats? If no, then we have to accept that women are not only called the better halves, they are the half of the society. Only then we will accomplish the depths of Rani Lakshmi Bai and the greedy dogs will rememorize the power of Indira Gandhi.
Well, I appreciate my audience and I had some more information about this topic. Women worship as goddess in India. Gradually their status deteriorated centuries of maltreatment, resulted in the total loss of their separate identity. Many girls are tortured and ill-treated. Many girls have committed suicide as to save their parents from humiliation. Also nowadays, it is possible to determine the sex of an unborn child. This has led to the practice of female feticide. E-teasing. E-teasing is common nowadays. Working women are exploited everywhere. To overcome these problems, the remedy lies in women's education. Well, I appreciate my all friends and I had some more information about this topic. Women worship as goddess in India. Gradually their status deteriorated centuries of maltreatment, resulted in the total loss of their separate identity. They are tortured and ill-treated. Many girls have committed suicide as to save their parents from humiliation. Also nowadays, it is possible to determine the sex of an unborn child. This has led to the practice of female feticide. E-teasing. E-teasing is common nowadays. Working women are exploited everywhere. To overcome these problems, the remedy lies in women's education, economic independence. The moral atmosphere of society must undergo complete transformation.
As the mood of this group discussion is getting more intense, I cannot refrain myself from expressing my viewpoints as well. It's about equality and uniformity. See, what I feel is that no tool can be more important for development of a nation than empowerment of women. But in this case, Indian Parliament ignored its constitution, unfairly giving its verdict, changing it under the pressure of Islamic orthodoxy. Justice to the lady was delayed, Literally meaning denied. Denied for 8 years. The woman awaited 8 years just to seek a fair play. And this all happened because of the political interference in a personal law. If you've guessed it right, then yes. Here I'm talking about the famous Shah Bano case, which was a controversial lawsuit in India. Shah Bano, a 62-year-old Muslim woman, divorced her husband in 1978 after 43 years of a marriage. But even after having court ruled in her favor, she did not get justice. No justice for almost a decade. And you know why? Because one of the political parties which supported Muslims wanted to promote and impose their law, their religion and their ethics in this
We are further privileged to have many talented, versatile and very intelligent students who are enthusiastic to add their views on the ever-burning topic on the plight of the woman. We are here with Swati with yet another issue about the Women Reservation Bill which has not been passed over the last 13 years.
I would like to inform you all about the Women's Reservation Bill, which is one of the longest pending legislation in Indian Parliament. The bill was first introduced in 1996, but remained unmatched and unresolved for over 13 years. The bill even grabbed the headlines, intending several governments, including the NDA in 2001, and then the promise of UPA government in 2009 to pass it. Unfortunately, amidst much resistance and criticism from different political parties, the fate of bill remained
Here with Vartika with yet another issue, who is here to share some of the very shocking findings.
I have a burning issue exhibiting inequality amongst boys and girls. Well, I would like to acquaint you with the 2 cases of swiping of children. 3 staff members of the maternity hospital of Andhra Pradesh were held accused and were arrested when they swapped the baby boy of Mahmood Begum with a baby girl. Similar case happened with Lata Reddy, who delivered a baby boy but was handed over with a baby girl. These girls were not at all accepted by any of them. Mahmood Begum and Lata were active study for their sons, but they should not have turned down the girls who were left unattended. Rajasthan and Andhra Pradesh are considered as the most backward Indian states. They don't accept the girl child with a wholehearted way, and if they do so, they don't treat her at par amongst boys, and thus adheres to inequality. Government had not provided them with sufficient help, but we can. We should encourage them to accept the girl child and must make them to realize that any society is incomplete without a female.
We have our friend Harshit with some of the practical solutions to fight this problem.
We live in the 21st century and yet we see and tolerate the violence against women. Today we have 2 choices. One, to stand against this crime against the woman, and second, we can be silent and join the oppressors. So what can we do? First of all, we can ask the bride's parents not to give dowry in their girl's marriage. Secondly, we can say each and everyone that they should stand against the crime. Our small efforts can result in a very big change for the women. So I think that we can easily conclude that in our society, women are the one who always have to bear everything in their life. So this can easily be concluded that we should stand against these women.
I am in the complete agreement with what my friend Harshit said. Unless men engage, unless men become the solution, nothing will change. Men who turn a blind eye to such brutal acts in their own families and neighborhoods should be blamed for all this. This is a call to a man. Where are the men? It's not enough. It's time we begin to hold each other accountable, to become aware of our conditions and thousands of years of institutional misogyny that continues to sanction the ongoing abuse of women who under different circumstances could all be our mother, our sister.
Young ladies and gentlemen, I am Dikshant Taneja, your host for this show, Dream Destinations. A special telecast for breakthroughs in careers for this generation excellers. Friends, life without a purpose is like a ship. Day in and day out, we live in a dream of becoming a confident and powerful personality. It is this vision that takes us on a road to success, fame and glory. And if we think we can, we of us concretely devise strategies to make our dreams a reality? Perhaps very few. In fact, we think of our future as a flimsy ground beneath us, which might fizzle out before we know. But that's not so. Viewers, our grip on our aspirations must tighten with every passing day so that we can actually feel them to be true. So let's embark on our journey to our dream destinations, which is no less than a thrilling adventure waiting to be embraced. Thank you.
इतना पड़ा बहुत ज़्यादा गड्ढे हो रहे हैं जहाँ तुमने देखा है यहाँ गड्ढा नहीं होगा वहाँ नहीं गड्ढा
In order to develop the right attitude, we must take care of a lot of things and keep them in mind. Be sensitive, be patient, be respectful and considerate towards others. Stop our cars anywhere on the road without even realizing about the inconvenience it might be causing to the other people on road. This chalta hai attitude or the feeling of getting away, but the right attitude can make us a better human being, capable of bringing a positive transformation to the society in particular and the nation at large.
And teachers on the back, make it sure that there is no disturbance of
A program on gender sensitivity. I wish to seek the permission and blessings as well as good wishes of all the dignitaries so that these intense efforts of our outgoing MCs are successful and they can pursue their untiring efforts to extend a helping hand for the upliftment of society and to help enhance the mindsets in general. May we start, sir? I now call upon the MSCs, our head boy Akash Chandran, Shaurya and other MSCs to please carry us all through the program. Shaurya?
सफेद जोड़े में लिपटा दे, सिसक सिसक मर जाएंगी। लड़की होने का खुद पे फिर वो अफसोस जताएंगी। माँ, तू उनसे इतना कह देना, परिंदों की इस दुनिया में संभल कर रहना। माँ, राखी पर जब भैया की कलाई सूनी रह जाएगी, याद मुझे कर कर जब उनकी आंखें भर आएंगी। तिलक माथे पर करने को माँ, रूह मेरी भी मचल जाएगी। माँ, तू भैया को रोने ना देना, मैं साथ हूं हर पल, उनसे कह देना। माँ, पापा भी चुप चुप बहुत रोएंगे, मैं कुछ ना कर पाया ये कह के खुद को कोसेंगे। माँ, दर्द उन्हें ये होने ना देना, इल्जाम कोई लेने ना देना। वो अभिमान है मेरा, सम्मान है मेरा, तू उनसे इतना कह देना। माँ, तेरे लिए अब क्या कहूं, दर्द को तेरे शब्दों में कैसे बांधूं, जीने का वो मौका मैं फिर कैसे मांगूं। माँ, लोग तुझे सताएंगे, मुझे आजादी देने का तुझ पे इल्जाम लगाएंगे। माँ, सब सह लेना, पर ये न कहना अगले जन्म मुझे बिटिया ना देना। I wish a very warm good morning to all of you gathered here. But do you really feel it's a good morning? No, not at all. The incident which took place on 16 December, the incident which shook the whole nation, the incident which made our student council to gather here and take the initiative of doing the best of what they could. Therefore, instead of wishing you good morning, with all due respect, I say namaskar to all my dignitaries, to my respected teachers, and a very warm hello to all my fellow Vivians. As the saying goes, everyone thinks of changing the world, but no one thinks of changing themselves. And as the norm goes, it's not me who has done this, it's him who has done that. This is the normal behavior of ours when we are at the verge of getting punished. It's sort of a blame game which we play and enjoy. The need of the hour is to introspect and question ourselves first and then others. With this thought in mind, I present to you Parivartan, a change within. The agenda of today's meet is sensitizing the youth, especially you young Vivians, about the leaders of our future towards ghastly crimes committed against women and the way we as society approach these incidents. Glad as well as saddened after hearing the demise of the 23-year-old braveheart who lost her life but battled for her life with immense courage for the last few days of her life. She awakened the Indians lurking in their slumbers, having patriarchal mindset about their female counterparts. I assure you, Nirbhaya, a change will come. I promise you, you won't be forgotten. I know it's still a long to traverse to create a new picture of young India. May your soul rest in peace. Behind every criminal mind, yes, behind every criminal mind is the person who himself could not control his beastly emotion. But no, he's not the only one. Because behind every such accuse is a father who treated his wife like a slave, is a mother who meekly followed her husband's whims, is a sister who kept quiet and even supported her brother who badmouthed about other girls, is a friend who thought it's cool to tease a girl and even cooler to stalk her. Behind every such accuse is a girl who misused her charm to impress boys, is a grandmother who sees her newborn daughter and gets depressed, are the in-laws who harasses their daughter-in-law for dowry, is the education system which offers courses of physics, chemistry and biology but do not offer basic moral education in the much needed way. And in the end, behind every such accuse is you and me who shout at the top of our lungs, castrate, life imprisonment, hang in public, cut one leg and hand of the accused. We just do that for 5 days and then forget everything and get on with our life. Back to our original routine, where there is no time for introspection and transformation of our own selves.
मासूम से
उन आँखों में सपने बसते हैं, पल पल वो रोते वो हंसते हैं। जीने दो जीने दो ख्वाब प्यारे हैं। बाबुल की बेटी आँखों से कहती है, बेटिया तुम्हारी सपने पिरोती है। उड़ना चाहे पंछियों संग वो छूना चाहे आसमां के रंग, उड़ना चाहे पंछियों संग वो छूना चाहे आसमां के रंग वो। आज रौनक है तेरे आंगन की, कल दुल्हन बनेगी वो साजन की। जीने दो जीने दो ख्वाब प्यारे हैं।
Very beautiful, heart-melting song.
can proudly say I witnessed this event. Not in terms that this event has taken place, but how courageously she fought for her life and how, finally, Indians got awakened. No one out here can stand firm and say our judicial system is having no flaws, and certainly it cannot be other way around too. It's an ongoing process to amend constitution and make changes in laws. It's a system having loopholes as well as moments of glory. Don't forget, it's the same system which hung us up at 2611 prisoner of war this year. So my appeal to all Vivians would be not to give up faith on Indian judicial system. Now coming to you, how many of you think that it's high time that rape laws under Indian Penal Code should be reconstituted? Those in favor, please raise your hands. Okay, so how many of you actually went through rape laws? No one? Exactly. The answer is in front of us. We all want changes to be made, but none of us know what changes we want and even why. And then very confidently, without even a blink, we say our government is inefficient. But do we have right to say it? Yes, of course. We have been endowed by right of expression by our constitution. But then there is right to vote too, through which we can make our serious politicians leave their chair. Let me make it very clear, it's not the system who rapes, it's not the system who Eve teases, it's not the system who passes rude comments, and we are the ones who make this system. So first thing we should do is stop getting amidst this political blame game. Onus is upon us. It's very easy to pinpoint fingers at others by introspecting ourselves. Yes, it's government's responsibility to provide safety measures from lighting on the streets and to patrolling by police officials at regular intervals. But absence of such measures does not give me or you to rape or mishandle women. Not at all. And many of you sitting out there would be feeling ashamed of being a nation called India, where women are respected and worshipped at one part and other molested. But my piece of advice to you would be, don't let an anti-national feeling generate amongst yourself, because Bharat is still Mahan. It's Bharatiya which has got its standards and values. I salute and respect all Vivians who showed their angst on increasing number of crimes against women on social networking site. It was an outpour of statuses as well as comments. I was delighted and saddened on the fact that many of them did that just for Facebook's sake. I know for an instance a group of Vivians who posted about this case and very next day was standing in their group and passing lewd comments on girls who passed by. Now this is what we call duplicity in the character. Now girls, is it only boys to be blamed? What about you who condemn such acts and entertain your male friends doing wrong? Girls, my first advice to you would be, start respecting your own brethren. Rise above catfights and demoralizing each other by being into certain groups and holding fights in school and making it public on social networking sites. If you cannot respect each other, how can you expect your male counterparts to do the same? And then why this feeling of guilt does not come to the boys when they eat teasers and molest girls? And then, if something like this happens to our sister or any close one of ours, we support of our community, irrespective of view, whether did they lend a helping hand to us? What did my society ask me to do? Just be a vigilant citizen and follow a moral code of conduct? When I ask the same question to all my juniors, all I get is, भैया ये चलता है, रहने दो. चलता है? चलता है क्योंकि हम चलने देते हैं.
उसको कहते
मैडम जी इतने घबराए हो तो हो।
साहब मेरी मदद कीजिए साहब।
मैडम जी क्या हो गया, खुल के बोलिए।
साहब कुछ लड़कों ने मेरे साथ छेड़खानी की है साहब।
खुल के बोलिए मैडम जी, क्या हो गया, घबराइए मत।
साहब मेरा रेप हुआ है साहब।
ले चौथा है हफ्ते का, क्या हो रहा है इस देश में यार।
आप एफआईआर लिख दीजिए ना साहब।
मैडम जी शांति से बैठिए, बात करते हैं अभी। अच्छा मैडम जी एक बात कहिए, ये सब हुआ कहाँ?
काली माता के मंदिर के पीछे।
वो काली माता के मंदिर के पीछे?
हाँ।
मैडम जी क्यों झूठ बोल रहे हो, इतने भीड़ वाले इलाके में कैसे हो गया सब?
साहब ऐसे मत बोलिए, मैं सच बोल रही हूँ।
अच्छा मैडम जी एक बात कहिए, ये सब हुआ कब?
अभी शाम को वो दो लड़के आए और मुझे कुछ याद नहीं।
अच्छा मैडम
मुझे कुछ याद नहीं।
आप घबराइए, पानी दो मैम को।
आप एफआईआर लिख दीजिए ना साहब।
मैम देखिए एफआईआर तो नहीं हो सकता क्योंकि आपको मेडिकल रिपोर्ट चाहिए होगी ना, क्यों चौधरी?
हाँ मैडम हाँ, मेडिकल रिपोर्ट लगेगा आपका।
पर साहब मैं अभी इस रात में कहाँ जाऊंगी? आप अभी एफआईआर लिख दीजिए ना।
अरे सारे सामान नहीं आ रहा, आपके बैठे बैठे पुलिस से डॉक्टर बन जाओ क्या मैं?
साहब मैं अभी कहाँ जाऊंगी साहब?
मैडम जी पूरा संसार आपका है, अब आप ही जानिए कहाँ जाना है आपको।
साहब 10 बजने वाले हैं।
10 बजने वाले हैं? मैडम जी वे 10 बजने वाले हैं, मेरा टीवी पे सीआईडी आने वाला है। मैडम जी
पुलिस से टकराए जाने पर अब वो लड़की मेडिकल टेस्ट कराने हॉस्पिटल पहुंची।
जी मैडम रोकी लो मैडम पानी दीजिए। और अब आराम से बताइए कि हुआ क्या है।
मुझे एक मेडिकल टेस्ट करवाना है।
मेडिकल टेस्ट बहुत सारे होते हैं, आपको कौन सा वाला करवाना है?
वो रेप हुआ है।
रेप? रात में ऐसे घूमेंगी तो रेप नहीं तो कुछ और होगा। देखिए मैडम मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ, रात में हमारे यहाँ लेडी डॉक्टर काम पे नहीं आती, वो समझदार है। मैं आपको अपॉइंटमेंट अरे सुनिए तो।
अकेली बेबस लड़की यह सोचकर अपनी माँ के पास गई कि वो उसे सहारा देगी। माँ नहीं माँ, मैं मत माँ। यही दिन देखने के लिए पैदा किया था मुझे। सब तेरी ही गलती है। सब तेरी ही गलती है। कैसे कपड़े पहनती है, इतने छोटे, सब तेरी ही गलती है। सब तेरी ही गलती है। रात को किस टाइम पर घर आती है, किसके साथ रहती है तू, सब तेरी ही गलती है। सब तेरी ही गलती है। लोग क्या कहेंगे, सब तेरी ही गलती है। सब तेरी ही गलती है। माँ, तुम जब कहती थी बेटा घर जल्दी आना, तुम किस बात से इतनी डरती थी? मैं कोई सामान हूँ जो चोरी हो जाऊंगी? महसूस मुझे ये होता था जो तेरे साथ हो गया है ना, उसी से डरती थी मैं। चल अंदर बढ़िया, इस घर से इतना तो बाहर ना जाए तेरा।
देखा आपने, ये है हमारे देश, हमारे भारत की स्थिति। यहाँ एक तरफ तो नारी को देवी का रूप मान के उसकी पूजा की जाती है और दूसरी ओर ऐसे किस्से और ऐसी घटनाएं आए दिन देखने को मिलती हैं।
एक नारी जो कभी माँ, कभी बीवी, कभी बेटी तो कभी बहन के रूप में हमारी जिंदगियों को संवारती है। उसकी आबरू को अक्सर लोग अपने तुच्छ आनंद के लिए सरेआम रौंद देते हैं, उसे छलनी कर देते हैं। और हम एक पुरुष प्रधान देश की अनपढ़ भी इस सब का दोषी उसे लड़की को ठहराते हैं। पूछिए आप सब अपने आप से, क्या हमारे देश की लड़कियां इस तरह की घिनौनी हवस की हकदार हैं जो उन्हें आजीवन दर्द दे जाए? ना ही वो किसी से आंखें मिला पाए, ना ही सामान्य जीवन जी पाए।
पिछले साल भारत में 24,206 रेप केसेस रजिस्टर हुए थे और इस साल अभी तक 2,000 रजिस्टर हो चुके हैं। इसका मतलब हर घंटे एक रेप होता है। इसका जिम्मेदार कौन? कहीं वो दो बदमाश फिर ना मिल जाए, कोई मुसीबत ना खड़ी कर दे। क्या प्रॉब्लम है तुम्हारी? क्यों मेरा हमेशा पीछा करते रहते हो?
मजे आते हैं।
पुलिस पे कंप्लेंट कर दूंगी।
ओ पुलिस, तुम्हें पता है हमारा बाप कौन है?
मुझे कोई लेना देना नहीं, तुम्हारा बाप कौन है? मैं आज के आकर अभी के अभी पुलिस पे कंप्लेंट कर दूंगी।
कंप्लेंट करेगी?
हाँ। हाँ।
पकड़ इसे, चल
देखिए, हमारे लोकतांत्रिक कहे जाने वाले देश में किस तरह बड़े बाप के बिगड़े बेटे लड़कियों के साथ मनचाहा व्यवहार करते हैं। और ये बेहद अफसोस की बात है कि ये कहानी सिर्फ स्कूल कॉलेजों की नहीं, सिर्फ गली मोहल्लों की भी नहीं, हर बस जिनमें हमारे देश की लड़कियां रोज सफर करती हैं, उनमें भी यही होता है। आइए देखें इस बस में क्या हो रहा है।
और भाई हाँ, लड़की
ला हमने भी देख खड़े ओए चलने का
भाई सभी हमने भी टिकट के
भाई से बहस कर रहा है तू पीछे हट।
ओए धक्का कौन दे रहा है?
हमने धक्का नहीं दिया।
तेरे को शांत रहना नहीं आता?
ओए क्या बात है? मैडम कहाँ जा रहे हो?
ए मिस्टर, तमीज है आपको? थोड़ा हटके खड़े रहिए। लड़कियों पर होते हुए अत्याचारों का हल बस यही नहीं होता। नहीं, माँ, कभी ना खत्म होने वाली लड़ाई।
कभी स्कूटर, कभी गाड़ी, कभी मकान तो कभी नकद।
पर यदि मेरे पापा ये सब ना दे पाए
तो बस फिर सबसे सस्ती जान।
जला दो, आग लगा दो, खत्म कर दो, फिर बहाने तो बहुत है।
कहाँ है यार?
अरे आ गया मेरा लाडला।
हाँ भाई, लेट कैसे हो गया आज? अरे पापा क्या खटारा पकड़ा दे इसके बाप ने। बड़ा कहता था बुलेट दूंगा शादी में, पकड़ा दिए पटपड़ी। 1.5 साल से धक्के मार मार के चला रहा हूँ। कौन सी चलती है 1.5 साल? मैं तो बोलता हूँ आज के आज फोन मिला, बुला ले इसके बाप को, मंगवा लेते हैं होंडा।
अभी बुलाओ।
पापा आई एम एन इंजीनियर, आई डू हैव अ स्टेटस। फोन कर इसके बाप को, बुला अभी क्या भी। अरे 10 लाख चलते हैं, कितने दिन है?
लो आ गई आपकी बहू रानी।
पर पापा, मम्मी का अभी ही ऑपरेशन हुआ है। 5 लाख उसी में चले गए थे। अब प्लीज अभी रहने दीजिए ना। अब अभी
वैसे भी ऐसे बोलना चाहिए। पापा से कौन लड़ाएगी?
नहीं मैं तो बस
चल रसोई में जा चल।
कहाँ से ढूंढ के लाए थे इसे? न काम की न काज की, दुश्मन अनाज की। बस बैठे बैठे खाना आता है इसको। मेरे बेटे के लिए रिश्तों की कमी थी। शर्मा जी तो आज तक 20 लाख देने को तैयार है।
20 लाख?
हाँ 20 लाख।
रिश्ता पक्का कर दो।
इसके होते हुए कैसे कर दूं रिश्ता पक्का?
तो क्या करें?
जला दो।
आज ही?
अरे अभी।
चल चल।
एक लड़की को सिर्फ लिंग से जुड़े भेदभावों को ही नहीं झेलना पड़ता। अरे उससे तो पैदा होने का हक तक ले लिया जाता है। क्यों हम चाहे लड़की, जब होगी उससे हमारी करनी, खुद पर भी हम पर भी बोझ। क्यों हम चाहे लड़की, उसके लिए हमें केवल कहना और बदले में कुछ ना लेना। क्यों हम चाहे लड़की।
रोशनी, मेरी बहू रानी, घर का चिराग लाके घर को रोशन करेगी ना?
अरे हाँ माँ, तुम क्यों फिक्र करती हो? इस बार लड़का ही होगा।
पर माँ जी, पहले ही बेटे के लालच में अपनी 2 बेटियों को खो चुकी हूँ मैं।
तू चुप कर, लड़का ही होगा।
देख, डॉक्टर भी आ गए। डॉक्टर, इस बार तो खुशखबरी है ना?
लड़की है।
हाय राम, सत्यानाश हो तेरा। इस बार भी लड़की? डॉक्टर, लड़की नहीं चाहिए। कुछ भी करो, बोल दो बीमार थी, पर लड़की नहीं चाहिए। जितना पैसा मांगोगे उतना मिलेगा। गिरा दो इसकी लड़की को।
नहीं, ऐसा मत कीजिए, नहीं। मार दिया मेरी बेटी को, उसे मार दिया। एक बार भी नहीं सोचा इतना बड़ा पाप करने से पहले मासूम की जान ले ली एक
काले कारनामों की असमत लूट न पाए कोई, सजा सजा ऐसी हो हैवानों की।
दहेज की होली जलती है गलियों और चौबारों में, नारी का शोषण होता है आज खुले बाजारों में।
आगे आओ अब तो युवकों, नारी का सम्मान करो। किसने दिया अधिकार तुम्हें ये कि तुम उसका अपमान करो?
कोख में क्यों मार रहे हो उस नन्ही सी जान को, कन्या भ्रूण हत्या करके मिटा रहे सम्मान को।
माँ बेटी बहन के रूप में भूल रहे एहसान को, मानवता भी छोड़ दी तुमने, भूले उसके मान को।
नारी ही नहीं बची तो जन्म कहाँ से पाओगे, उससे ही अस्तित्व तुम्हारा, वरना तुम मिट जाओगे।
नहीं दहेज नहीं छेड़छाड़, मैं फिर से बता रही हूँ, नहीं दहेज नहीं छेड़छाड़। बद काली का दूध करो, गौरी रूप में रहने दो मुझको, रणचंडी मत बनने दो। काली माँ अगर बन आई, रण संहार मचा देगी, एक एक शत्रु को रंगत यमलोक पहुंचा देगी, यमलोक पहुंचा देगी, यमलोक पहुंचा देगी। तू जिंदा है, तू जिंदगी की जीत पर यकीन कर, अगर कहीं है स्वर्ग तो उतारेगा जमीन पर। तू जिंदा है, तू जिंदा है, हमारे कारकों को मंजिलों का इंतजार है, ये आंधियों की बिजलियों की जीत पर सवार है। तुम्हारा कदम मिला के चल चलेंगे एक साथ हम, अगर कहीं है स्वर्ग तो उतारेगा जमीन पर। तू जिंदा है, तू जिंदा है, तू जिंदा है।
What your friend may say, as I know, the moment you will step out of the auditorium, they will say how boring it was. How far can we up it? How far we'll go shying away from our own conscience. No matter what, how filmy it may sound, all we need is a Parivartan, abhi nahi to kabhi nahi. Over to you, Priya.
India, the most gracefully diversified country, the country that celebrates women as goddesses, where every second being, even a toddler knows how to join hands, bow the head and pray to Ma as they may address her in her various forms, from Durga to Lakshmi to Saraswati. Makes one wonder what wrong might happen in a country so spiritual, so divine, pure and true in its very own sense. You all must be wondering, why am I talking in riddles? All I'll say is welcome. Welcome to India. Hamara Bharat. That is how we all have grown up. Seeing women as the must be docile ones, should be good in kitchen, must know all the household chores, an obedient wife, a good mother, and what not. Shouldn't cross the good old Lakshman Rekha. All sorts that we term under this term called sanskar. Now, ironically enough, people like you and me have blamed the empowerment of women as the reason behind all such crimes. I've seen many out there say they are intimidated with women taking over their jobs, and such frustration leads to such cases. Yes, sure, like such heinous crimes were never a part of the distant history, and women were never tortured or used. Sounds cliche, but my friends, it couldn't be. One of the root causes is that knowingly or unknowingly we do gender discrimination. Yes, you, me, and us. Right from the beginning, when we gift Barbie dolls as tea sets to the baby girls and cars and helicopters to the baby boys, what are we saying there? Go girl, dress up like a Barbie, make tea for everybody, and go boy, go riding in your car and fly in your helicopter. Downright stereotype. Kids below 2 years though may not be well equipped to make such decisions, but that is when everyone's help matters, even yours. No wonder gender discrimination as a topic always brings an obnoxious feeling, and not just because it's not right, but it is
very own people? By you, by me, and by us? That's the sole reason, and yet there is silence. We are the change. We are the next generation. These terms no longer hold a meaning. They have been told too many times and are pretty comforting to say, right? Makes us sigh being so proud that we merely do anything about it. Like, yes, we have power, and because we have it right here clenched in our fist, why make an effort? We can make it any day. What we prefer is being the couch potato, or being the social network addict, keeping a track over all the updates. How can you afford to miss all that, right? And even better, putting up inappropriate pictures of yourself to which you can cynically thank to later? No, that's not allegedly making you feeling ashamed. That is showing you mirrors. Girls, I ask you, if you wear inappropriate clothing and pass through some remote area, a crowded street, or anywhere where people are too conservative to accept it, what is it? It's simply inviting serious trouble. Always remember, looking beautiful and displaying bountiful makes a lot of difference. Am I advocating girls that they are not free to choose the way they want to look? No. My humble request to you all is that you need not attract everyone on this globe. Just make right decisions at the right time. Think wisely. And to those who are thinking that is it, that is the reason behind all such cases, I must tell you, wrong clothing only contributes but cannot be held solely responsible. It's even your mindset where this depends upon. Let me tell you all a story which you all might be more interested in. It was a sports stadium. All 8 children were on the track to participate in a running event. Ready, steady, back, and with the sound of toy pistol, all 8 girls started running. Hardly had they covered 10 to 15 steps, one of the girls fell down. She started crying due to bruises. All the girls stopped running, looked back, and came to the spot where the girl had fallen. One of them pacified her. They all picked her up, and they all walked towards the finishing line. Officials were shocked. Clapping of thousands of spectators filled the stadium. Tears in eyes. Yes, not just a mere story. This happened recently in Hyderabad. And this sport event, which I am talking about, was conducted by National Institute of Mental Health. Yes, they were all spastic children, mentally retarded in our language, if I say. What did they show the world? Humanity, equality, and love, while in the world of perfectly normal human beings. In our world, we just let things happen. Never look at our own filthy selves. This is an age-old problem in India, of not helping others. This needs to stop. If any Indian tells me they are proud to be an Indian, I'd show for a second. Not because it isn't, but for the thought that if you cannot help another human being, if you cannot get out of the hypocritical mindset, if you cannot actually grow with the time, if you cannot be sensible enough for your age, you should be ashamed. It does not matter what you have achieved. If the very first thing that's a problem to you is being human. Now is just the peak of the most righteous time to introspect by each and every day and to realize that each one of us has some contribution, maybe far removed, which makes us responsible for this barbaric incident and many more such. Nothing will change. I say again, nothing will change if you, me, and us keep merely talking. What would a thought, a walk down the lane with a candle in hand do? Do you all paint your houses just from outside on Diwali? Let the inside be gruesome? No. Let this year be the year. Let this month be the month. This very moment, this very second, let it be it. No more procrastination. No more postponing of changing your own self, changing your thoughts, the way you look at girls or the girls, the way you carry yourself, the way you present. Sirf
for a panel discussion on stage. 18th December 16th December 2012, a black day in the history of nation, which cast a spell, its shadow cast a spell over the entire India and I'm sure for the days to come. It made us aware something which has always been happening. It was an eye-opener for all of us. A surge of awakening was spread in India and we found hundreds and thousands of young men, women, children on roads, facing bravely water cannons by the police, tear gas shells, and suffering brutally even at the hands of police. And they wanted some change, as the Parivartan says. Gender insensitivity, gender bias, which we've been watching, witnessing day in and day out. Right from the womb, from where a girl takes birth, female feticide, to when she grows up, the way she is stalked, chased every day, the way she braves dowry burning, the way she braves exploitation at place of work, roads, buses, at home. Is this only a gender specific issue? I deny. I do not think this is a gender specific issue. I think this is a question of humanity at large. Have we all become Hollywood? Have we all become zombies? That we turn an insensitive ear to this cause where a human is being exploited by the hand of other human, and we stay calm, quiet. We are here to discuss this grim issue together so that some change can come. And to discuss the issue, we have on our panel our political science teacher, Mrs. Aarti Kapoor. We have Ankita Vishisht, Vice Head Girl. We have Shivam Khilnani, former Head Boy. Sonal Singh, former Head Girl. Rachita Kochar, former Vice Head Girl. We have Miss Mittal, Ishani Mittal, and we have our school counselor, Mrs. Pratibha Srivastava. Here together we'll discuss certain issues which will, I'm sure, leave a mark in your mind for the days to come and for the entire life that you are leading. Otherwise, it is a sheer waste of time. Before we discuss the magnitude of the event, of course, much has been said on the stage about the magnitude. It is really important to know where have we gone wrong, and the worsening of the situation in the last decade is a question to ponder over. As the school counselor, my first question to Mrs. Pratibha would be that, ma'am, what do you think could be the psychological reason of such a change, such a downfall in the moral standards of our society?
The first thing that I would like to point out here is that the society is losing its sensitivity. We are becoming completely insensitive towards others. We are losing empathy. If it comes on us, we are able to understand the pain. But when we are talking about other people, when it is somebody else who is not related to us, we do not feel the same pain. We do not feel the same empathy towards that person. Moreover, the moral values in the society is coming down. Earlier, there was a joint family system where the elders of the family used to interact with the youngsters on a daily basis through stories, through their own experiences, and moral values were constantly imbibed into the young ones. But now, since both the parents are working and the joint family has been replaced by a nuclear family, and parents are so busy that they are constituting
rights. Thank you, ma'am.